It's the first weekend of November, which means the boys 2A state soccer championship as the Waterloo Bulldogs take on the Peoria Notre Dame Irish here this afternoon. Let's take a look at the brackets, how these two teams got here. For Waterloo, it was a victory over Springfield High, who was in the Final Four last year in the Super Sectional, then a 3-1 win over Carmel Catholic last night here at Hoffman Estates. For Peoria Notre Dame, a Super Sectional win on their home field in penalty kicks over Wheaton St. Francis, and then a 4-0 domination of Chicago Washington in the semifinals. We welcome you to Hoffman Estates. Nathan Believa alongside Brian Beto. And Brian, we're ready for a big game today. State championship, two high-powered offenses. Should be a well-played game. Yeah, Waterloo, you mentioned a 2-goal win last night to get here in the state title game at 24-3-1 this season. They'll take on a Peoria Notre Dame team whose seniors saw their school win a state championship 3 years ago, back in 2012 as freshmen. Waterloo has come to the state tournament twice in a row and lost to Peoria Notre Dame both times. None of these players were here, but if they're going to get past Notre Dame today, as we take a look at our key players, they're going to need a big game out of the midfielder, Kane Osteridge. Yeah, Osteridge, an all-state selection, set up a pair of goals in the semifinal win. He has 30 goals himself this season, and he's a key to success for Waterloo this afternoon. And on the other side, our key player is the guy he's going to try to beat in goal. Great pedigree for J.R. DeRose. Yeah, and J.R. DeRose, 4 saves in the semifinal win. Really, he's just had a magnificent state tournament. His dad, Jim DeRose, the head coach at Bradley University. Bradley, a terrific collegiate program down in Peoria, and that collegiate success down in Peoria is translated certainly to the high school level as well. Well, we've got two high-powered offenses. First goal might be key to this state championship game. Waterloo looking for their first state championship. Peoria Notre Dame looking for the 5th in school history, which would be second most in IHSA history. We'll be back with the kickoff and the starting lineups after this. You're watching boys soccer 2A state title game on Chicago Comcast Sports Net.
The IHSA is achievement, focus, creativity, spirit, champions. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
Welcome back to Hoffman Estates High School as we get ready for the kickoff of the boys 2A state championship game. Waterloo 24-3-1, Peoria Notre Dame 22-1-3. And Brian, as you would expect, very good records, high-powered offense. This should be one fantastic soccer game. Yeah, it's interesting. You see the strategies. We had a chance to do the 1A game last week as well, and two teams very contrasting styles in that one. This one, however, like you mentioned, a lot of firepower offensively. Both these teams can score in bunches. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out this afternoon. They scored a combined 7 goals in the semifinals, as it was 4-0 for Peoria Notre Dame, and they actually had a couple others, as we saw the highlights last night, that struck the post, a couple from distance, and neither of these two teams afraid to shoot from distance. So we might see some shots from 25, 30 yards out in the run of play. You take a look at Notre Dame on the sideline. Both teams actually a little tradition too. Notre Dame making another trip to state. The players shave their heads when they come to state, and you'll see all the kids out there today with the freshly shaved heads. And on the other side, Waterloo, they all dyed their hair blonde. So why didn't we do that? Yeah, we should have done that. We should have done that. We would have been ready. I'm closer to having it shaved, to tell you the truth. So we could have gone one of each and fit in. But that's how they're ready to go. And the student sections for both schools making the trip up to Hoffman Estates, and we're ready with the 2A state title game. Waterloo in white, and this one will go out of bounds on that far sideline as we get it straight out of bounds, and a foul called before that happens. So we'll be ready to go with this 2A game. And Waterloo will get it back into play, going deep, and they've got the wind at their backs here in this first half, and see if they can take advantage against a very tough Notre Dame back line. Yeah, absolutely. That was the interesting matchup for me, or one of the many interesting matchups, is that high-power offense for Waterloo against that great back line of Notre Dame, including DeRose, who we highlighted in the pregame. So it'll be interesting to see who wins that battle. The throw in straight in for Waterloo as they look on that sideline, looking to get the ball to the guy we talked about, Kane Osteridge, number 4, right in the middle of the field. And cleared out briefly. Punching it back in, Dawson Holden, coach's son. And there's a trip and that'll be called right away. So this will set up Waterloo. You see the markings for the football field as they're going to put this right on the 20, but then the goal is another 10 yards back. So about 30 yards away here for Kane Osteridge, ready to set this ball up, and they did score off of a direct kick in the super sectional. Couple standing over it, the Notre Dame wall just outside the 18. And they're going to look to test J.R. DeRose early in this into the field. They play it short, right through, and into the back of the net. We've got a goal less than 2 minutes in on the far sideline. What a play off the free kick. They played it short, and they're in the back of the net with goal number 1.
Oh, that was beautifully designed. We expect the big blast from about 30 yards out. Instead, they go short, as you mentioned, immediately, and it was led perfectly. DeRose was moving to that far side post, couldn't change directions quickly in time, really didn't have any chance, and a quick strike by the Bulldogs. And less than 2 minutes in, they lead it 1-0.
A team that does not fall behind early. That's just the 14th goal allowed by DeRose in 26 games this season. They've allowed just 16 as a team, and Waterloo gets that early goal that we talked about as they snag momentum 2 minutes into this off of the free kick, and they played it short. And they're looking to get on the attack again. Osteridge on that sideline. They'll push it back over, now running right down the middle and letting it fly into the back of the net again. What a start for the Bulldogs. We're not even 3 minutes into the ball game, and they've got themselves a 2-0 lead. Philip Most scored off a corner in the super, and he's got their second goal of the ball game. 2-0 Waterloo, and a dream start for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you said an absolute dream for the Bulldogs coming in and just over 2 minutes in to take a 2-0 lead against a keeper that barely gives up one, let alone two, and it's so early on. So you got to think Notre Dame right now is just stunned and got to figure out if they can respond here. The good news is that they have a good offense and they have an opportunity right off the kickoff as well.
Long ball gets them into the 18 for the first time on the left side. Nice save. Well done there by Trevor Copwin to pop that up in the air. They'll push it back through. Copwin off his line, and he'll corral it. Well, how about this? The last time Notre Dame gave up more than one goal in a game, October 10th, a 4-1 loss to Rockford Boylan, their only loss of the year. Had a 3-3 tie against the team out of Kansas City and beat Arlington Heights 7-2 way back in September. Those are the only 3 games all year they surrendered more than a goal, and they gave up 2 in the first 3 minutes here. So 2-0. After that second goal, they forgot to restart the clock. So the clock on the scoreboard is well off of what the actual game running clock should be because they did not restart it after that goal. But 2-0 Waterloo, that score line is correct.
Yeah, and Nathan, the atmosphere for this game has been great. The press box is shaking with the Waterloo fans. That was before the 2 goals were even scored, and now they're really going nuts after taking a 2-0 lead.
Notre Dame has been high-powered all year on offense. They scored 4 yesterday, and see if they can get something going. And that's going to be a foul just outside the 18, and might be a card as well.
Yeah,
that was a near tackle of Hill, who scored in the semifinal just outside the 18. This is a very dangerous position as Notre Dame will set up for the free kick.
And they're fortunate that it was just outside that 18 as you referenced, but trying to do anything they can to prevent the Irish from cutting this deficit in half.
Aiden Hill grabbed around the shoulder and pulled to the ground. He's standing over the ball right now. Just outside the 18. It's a 5-man wall set up in front of Trevor Copwin. Running over, here is Hill on goal. That's in the back of the net. Both teams have scored off a free kick in the first 4 minutes. What a start to this state championship game. Aiden Hill scored Friday, he scores Saturday. Game on, the Irish right back in it.
What a response by the Irish. That's just got to be a huge emotional lift in addition to one on the scoreboard as well. But you saw Waterloo use finesse to score off a free kick. That's just full-on torque and power from the Irish to cut this deficit in half.
Copwin beat for just the 10th time. Make that 11th time all season as there's Hill on the side going after it. So 2-1, and now the Notre Dame student section gets their chant going. They're kind of spread out today. They've got a football game against Power Sacred Heart Griffin down in Springfield as well. So their student sections had to make the choice. Go south to Springfield or head north to Hoffman Estates. And we see a nice section in the stands from Notre Dame as well.
Yeah, just an excellent athletic program in general at Peoria, Notre Dame. And we talked over and over about the soccer program being right in the middle of that.
Into TJ Ray, who trapped it down. Not only that, they've got a few runners in the state cross-country meet down at Detweiler Park in Peoria today, including the defending champion on the girls' side. So it's a very busy day for the Irish athletic program. Letting it fly, deflected, as that one did not fight through the 18 and cleared out, at least for the time being, by Waterloo. And all of a sudden, the Irish have seized momentum with that goal. Skipping around Marty Dahlquist and has his pocket picked. Osterich hits the ground, no call. Notre Dame pushes it through. Knocked away from Dahlquist again. Back to his goal, and it's on the outside. That'll slip it through.
Nice lead.
Just keeping it in bounds for the time being, and it will be Waterloo ball, as that one was touched last by Notre Dame on the sidelines. A nice job there by Clay Metz. Kind of tightrope walk that sideline.
Yeah, did a good job of making sure that was touched last. He had nowhere to turn it back towards the middle, so wanted to at least secure the possession on the throw-in. Didn't last for long, though.
Hill switches fields, gets it on the left side. Making a move over there with it is Trey Knighton. He had a goal in the semifinal, knocked away. They keep it in. Now Knighton gets it back into the box, and coming out to grab it is Trevor Complin. Nice job leaving his line, a little aggressive action.
Good job to gobble that one up immediately. In the 1A game last week, we saw a couple of goals scored off rebounds, so it's very important with this firepower. You don't give them extra chances on those opportunities.
Ben Hewells tried to run that down, but it's deflected off of Waterloo and out of bounds for an Irish throw. Hewells had all three goals. You see Coach Mike Bear there of the Irish. 9 years he's made the Super Sectionals or better in all of them.
Yeah, it's almost an expectation at this point. That's just, it's a program success. We talked about the athletic department in general and the soccer being right in the thick of that, and you've seen exactly that. They're just used to winning. It's been a great culture for Peoria Notre Dame for the better part of a decade now.
This will be his 6th trophy, and went to Supers each of the last 2 years. This went into the box, but the goalie Complin will grab it and haul it away. And you see Coach Mike Bear there, lost in the Supers each of the last 2 years to Wheaton Academy, who won state last year in 2A, went up to 3A this year. So 3 times they've lost in the Supers, and it's now 6 trophies. Mentioned off the top, a 5th state title will give them the 2nd most in IHSA history. Granite City has 10, which is just incredible.
A long way to go to get there, too. Unreal.
And this will be their 12th trophy as well. Granite City has 13 of those overall.
That's a great shirt by Coach Bear as well. Did you see that?
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
Power green.
On the other side, Waterloo looking for their first state title. They made it to state twice. 2004, they lost in the quarterfinals 2-0 to this Irish team. 2010, they lost in the semifinals to this Irish team 4-0. Here is Osterich powering through, gets it to Most. Most now will have it deflected away over the end line, and that'll go for a goal kick. And you see Coach Holden there, 22 years, 18 as the head coach, 7 regional titles, 3 sectionals, 2 supers, and finished 3rd in 2010, losing to the Irish. And you know he wants this 3rd time to be the charm against Peoria Notre Dame.
Yeah, and you saw the great record that he had. I tried to do some quick math. That's about 2 out of every 3, a 667 winning percentage or so. Just great success, and obviously looking for his first ever state title. But as a program in general, he's done a terrific job as of late.
And number 10, Dawson, is his son in the defensive midfield for the Bulldogs. So a family affair on both sides. Assistant Coach Driscoll on the Notre Dame side, who was the head coach and got them to state a couple of times as well in the 90s. His son is in there for the Irish, Tommy Driscoll, and we already mentioned J.R. DeRose, the goalie, whose dad is the Bradley head coach. So a lot of father-son combinations on these 2 teams.
Yeah.
With it on the ball now for the Irish, Steven Stenger on that left side. He had the winning penalty kick in the Super Sectional win over Wheaton St. Francis at home. They hosted the Super. Osterich gets it on the left side. Punch forward, and this will go to Notre Dame. Long downfield on that kick ball. Hill is able to knock it down. Now looks to get on the attack, but it's deflected away. Nice defense. Most punches it back on the right side. A lot of flow to this ball game in the first 5 minutes, and it's been a lot of kickball over the last minute or two, and both teams trying to latch on to one of these deep balls. They'll try to switch it. Metz goes up and controls it back to Philip Most. Most pass in the middle of the field went to Notre Dame. So with it on the ball now, Tommy Driscoll knocks it back. Now it's up to Hill. Dances maybe a little too much, and now Ostridge on the attack, going right down the middle of the field. But there were 3 Irish back there to have him, and what a burst as soon as he got on that ball.
Yeah, the speed's terrific. The spacing on both sides.
Here now going the other way with it is TJ Ray, but cannot get to the ball before Complin comes off his line to clear it out.
Good touch, good ball, just let it a little too far. Good awareness between the post by Complin to come out and make sure that was hauled in.
That took a high bounce off of this turf as well over the Bulldog defender, and it'll be a Waterloo throw-in on the sideline. Now it's in. Driscoll turns, is knocked to the ground, and this will be a foul against Waterloo. Their second foul, and the other led directly to a goal off of the Aiden Hill free kick from just outside the 18. 2-1 Waterloo with the lead. All 3 goals came in the first 5 minutes of high-paced action.
I've just been so impressed with the speed on both sides, just moving up and down the field so quickly and get on you in a hurry.
This one headed into the box, and now Hill will come back to get it. He's been all over the place. Looks to cross, but therefore it is Waterloo to at least clear it out of bounds. This will be a corner. It's the first corner kick of the game. We'll go to Notre Dame.
Yeah, the Irish doing a good job after that cross. That was great defensive positioning by Waterloo, but Notre Dame stuck with the play and got that deflection and allowed that to turn into a corner.
It's Hill again. This one all the way out to the top of the 18. It's deflected back outside and will roll out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Notre Dame. And they try to restart the offense on that far sideline. Waterloo scored 2 goals, and I don't even think all the fans had found their seats yet.
No.
Waterloo had the 2-0 lead and a nice response from Notre Dame. And they're now in search of the equalizer. And they'll work it back to Hill. Hill knocks it back to Spires. Spires to Stenger on the left side. Into the middle. Good ball control here by the Irish, and about the longest either team's had continuous possession so far in this half.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of vertical movement here. This time the Irish being much more patient than they have in the last couple of minutes.
Dahlquist makes a move. Deflected away, and now back out front for Waterloo. Philip Most on the ball. He's got one of the 2 goals. It's kicked up front as they do clear midfield, but Stenger will punch it back all the way into the 18 as that one got carried by the wind. Didn't look like he hit it that hard, but it got up into the wind and carried all the way to the 18, and Trevor Complin will go the other way with it again. With it now, the Irish on the side, and had it knocked away to Driscoll. Flip back, Driscoll punches it the other way. Hill looking to switch fields, and that one knocked out of bounds. A little bit of a mishit by Hill, trying to get it on the left side, and Waterloo can grab their composure.
Seems like both teams are almost grabbing their composure now after that start. Things started so quickly and finally started to settle in. Things moving much more methodically over the last couple of minutes than they were at the outset.
Highfill heads it all the way up front. It's pushed back over him to Spires. Spires knocked away, but Stenger there for it. And Notre Dame having trouble controlling the ball, and it'll get knocked out of bounds by Waterloo, and it'll be a throw-in for the Irish right near midfield. Long throw from Highfill. This will trickle into the 18. Then knocked away Dahlquist as he'll go get it back. See if he can turn and cross. Good defense pushing him out of the 18 at the moment and into the corner. And he wanted to knock that one off the defender and out of bounds, but missed the defender altogether, and it'll go for a goal kick. That was very good defense by Waterloo on that back line.
Yeah, they knew exactly what Dulcus was trying to do, was trying to get that deflection and pass that end line to get the corner. So good awareness and good body control just to get out of the way of that one.
Drew Marshall bodied him out of the box all the way and then was not falling for the deflection. Up front, knocked away by Driscoll, and he gets it back up to Dahlquist. Now we'll leave it in the middle of the field. The Hill looks to turn. Goes on the left wing. Deflected forward. Knighton can't get around the defender on that side.
That move.
Very nicely done, but can't keep it in bounds, and it'll be an Irish throw-in. They'll go quickly. Again, good defense to step in front. And they'll play it back here after a foul for a free kick.
I can't believe we're only 15 minutes into this one with all the action that's happened.
3 goals right off the bat. Waterloo first off a free kick, then on the run of play right down the middle of the field. And then Notre Dame off a free kick. Headed back down by Hill. Aiden Hill's been all over the field for the Irish so far. Most with it in the middle for Waterloo. He's looking to go right up the middle. This is how he scored goal number 2. He gets to the middle, lets fly, deflected, but DeRose is there. Took a deflection off the Irish defender, but J.R. DeRose there to gobble it up.
And Most almost running downhill, had acres of green ahead, and see Notre Dame sagging off a little bit. They trust that back line when it gets near the 18 to make a stop.
Knighton gets the steal, tries to push it forward. It's deflected and will roll out of bounds. It's 2-1 Waterloo. You're watching the 2A state championship soccer game on Comcast Sportsnet.
The IHSA is competition, teamwork, integrity, determination, triumph. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
Welcome back to Hoffman Estates, the boys 2A state soccer game, as Waterloo in the championship match with a 2-1 lead over Peoria Notre Dame. About 24 minutes to go in the first half, and a free kick for Waterloo after a foul in the box by Notre Dame off the throw-in, and they'll clear it back out to midfield. Dawson Holden pushed it forward. Ben Hewells now on the sideline, and they're looking for Ostrich, and we've got a either out of bounds or a foul called by the linesman on that sideline, and we get our first sub in of the game. It'll be a throw-in for Waterloo. They're on the far sideline.
Again, they're sagging off. They're conceding control to Waterloo.
Ethan Lewis was the sub in. He's on the left side. Here's Most turning to the middle of the field. Big collision, no call as they let it go, and Ostrich had it knocked all the way back out. Now he's got it again on the left side. Tries to get around Highfill, cannot. Good defense that time. Hunter Highfill held his ground, and it's cleared out by the Irish.
That was terrific play, and you said it right there by Highfill. That was a really good opportunity for the Bulldogs to turn the corner. And there's really nobody behind him. He was the last leg of defense, and he was able to thwart that and clear it back out.
Used his lower body to just turn Ostrich completely off the ball, and now Waterloo on the right side trying again to get it to Ben Hewells, who had the hat trick in the semifinal, and he has it knocked away out of bounds. It'll be a Waterloo throw-in. Hat trick in the semifinal got him to 30 goals, so 2 players on this Waterloo team starting this championship game with 30 goals. And Hewells and Ostrich, and they've got it on the sideline now on that far side, and again, knocked out of bounds. So Waterloo's moving about 5 yards closer with each of these throw-ins.
That's a strategy that you see from time to time. They just want to get down there, and Peoria Notre Dame has almost let them down there at times, but when they get to where they are now, this is where the defense really tries to buckle down.
Hewells looking for a cross, and it's knocked out of bounds by Stenger, and will go out of bounds for the corner kick. Keep an eye on the corner. They scored directly off of a corner kick in the Super Sectionals. Philip Most put it in play and didn't touch anybody, right into the back of the net. This will be Ethan Lewis with the left foot on the corner.
And crowd on their feet. It's going to be a fun one here.
Right
Good
into
ball.
the middle. It clears through everybody. Dangerous ball. Just looking for a header to put it into the back of the net, but it snuck through, and the Irish will get a goal kick out of it.
That was a really good ball right in the middle, very deep. But as you said, no one home for the Bulldogs. And ends up being harmless after all.
So the goal kick for the Irish will clear midfield. Most heads it down to Lewis, who cannot turn and get around Highfield, who's been great on that right back position in the first 20 minutes of this one. Knocked away to the middle of the field. A miss hit sends it straight into the air. Hewells battling Spires. Spires comes away with it and then knocked away. Now it's Hewells on the right side again. Turns back to the middle of the field around his defender. And they'll knock it around. Most out of the midfield. Makes a move to get around Driscoll. Feeds it through for Lewis into the box, but a little too far. And DeRose comes off his line to grab the ball.
Yeah, Lewis tried to get that left foot out there, get a foot on it, maybe to get a deflection and get one past DeRose, but not quite able to catch up to that pass. But a dangerous opportunity there for Waterloo.
Here come the Bulldogs again as Hewells chests it down into the middle of the field. Collision as their feet got tangled up. Hewells and Stinger, and this will go against the Irish. And about be a free kick coming up. They scored off a free kick on the other side. This one's going to be about 28 yards from goal as the referee will walk off 10 and put the Notre Dame wall just inside the 18. Standing over the ball, Griffin Lenhart, number 7. And he now will move away. This is all Kane Ostrich. Powerful right foot off the wall and out of bounds. So the wall did its job, but now a corner kick to defend for the Irish.
Yeah, a 5-man wall by the Irish that time. They got the deflection, but does go past the end line. And after a very good corner just a couple of minutes ago, let's see if Waterloo can replicate that while having someone right there this time around.
Ready on the corner again, Ethan Lewis. A lot of runners into the box. Lewis serves it up, and DeRose goes up to get it, and Ben Hewells was lurking right behind him.
Again, another one of those plays where it was so big that he just caught it on the fly as opposed to allowing a rebound opportunity. We've seen both keepers do a great job of that here in the first half.
Long kick away will get it into the Waterloo defensive half, and they clear it back out. Spires punches it down the sideline looking for Dahlquist, headed out of bounds. And that one will sail out from Chase Rubmeyer. And another throw coming in.
Looks like Dahlquist is going to come out as well. He's been all over the field here on the near side. We'll have a substitution for the Irish.
Long throw coming from Highfield. He'll put it into the middle of the box, looking for the header. It drops down. Dangerous ball cleared out by Waterloo and then punched back in. And on the sideline with it was Knighton, but the save made by the feet of the Waterloo goalie. Now trying again with the chip, and it'll go out of bounds. And I believe a handball was called anyway, official pointing in that direction. You mentioned the substitution. Chris Bruck was the one in. We take another look at this one.
Wow. And there's that chip, and right before that, that was a hold your breath moment for the Waterloo defense. That ball got past that back line, but Irish couldn't quite corral it at their feet and get a good shot on net.
Trevor Copland made the save with his feet coming out on Trey Knighton, and here is a steal for Ben Hewells, looking down the right sideline, but deflected, and Stinger will punch it back the other way. Nobody there to attach onto it, and TJ Ray will make the run, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs, and under 17 minutes to go in the opening half, and a long throw-in coming for the Irish. Sam Jockish on that far sideline, way back on the track and ready to make the long throw into the box. Nothing but white shirts there, and Jockish will look to punch it back into the box. This one hit in by Knighton, but therefore it is Compwa, and he put that right on the goalie.
Yeah, Jockish with a good curl ball and landed at the feet of one of his teammates and got a decent foot on it, but Copland was ready for it.
And we've got a whistle and a foul against Waterloo, so Notre Dame will put the ball in play on their own defensive half. And they push everybody else into the offensive end now with the wind at the back and looking to punch this one into the box from their own defensive end, and they'll do exactly that, but Hill can't get to it. Lewis able to get ahead to it and clearing out for Waterloo.
A good head by Lewis, directed it right toward that defense, and they're able to clear it out. You see Notre Dame really using the wind on that free kick. They're able to get it all the way about halfway inside the box.
Now it's Hewells keeping it inbound, but Driscoll will come take it away from him. And now he gets it right back. So these two taking it away from each other. Driscoll goes to ground. Hewells around him, looking to cross. Sends it over the back of the goal, though, and out of bounds for a goal kick. Hewells hit the ground, but no call in the corner.
Yeah, that was a good hesitation move to get around the defender, but no help towards the middle, and you get another look at that move.
Got Driscoll going to ground, and then came back and knocked him down right as he served the ball in. All the way across. Knocking it down is Knighton. He moves into the middle of the field, but cannot get around the last defender there for the Bulldogs. And Waterloo quickly across midfield. Hewells leaves it behind him. Nice touch to Kane Ostrich, but it's knocked away and out of bounds on the sideline.
That was a great play by Schleipzig after that great touch pass behind him. And Schleipzig there was ready for it, was able to knock it away and slow down Waterloo's momentum. And you take another look, just being able to cut off Ostrich there. So solid play by Notre Dame defense.
There's a tackle through, and now they'll call it. He was going to give advantage on that tackle by Hill, but then Notre Dame came away with the ball and he blew the whistle, and now we've got an injury. Dawson, a junior, getting helped off the sideline, and they'll continue to take a look at him, and it'll be a free kick coming up for Waterloo once we're ready to get back to live action. Now there are two balls out there. There's one at the feet right now of Rubmeyer to put into play, and Philip Most was holding another soccer ball in the middle of the field. So they'll get one of those thrown out, and we'll be ready to pick up with the action again.
It'd be really tough to defend if they have two balls on the field.
Rubmeyer will put it in play. Off the free kick, into the box, and cleared out by Knighton. Only as far as Hewells, and he makes the turn, leaves it behind him on the right side. They'll serve the ball back into the middle over the head of Most, back to Hewells.
Wind really knocked that one down, didn't it?
They push it out wide right, see if they can get another service into the box. This one headed away. Notre Dame not able to clear it completely out of trouble, though, on all of these back and forths. Fighting through with the ball for Waterloo. They get it to Hewells again. He's had most of the possession right in the middle of the field. On the left side for Most. Punches it back, now cleared through. Back on the right side. Notre Dame finally able to grab some possession. Get it through to Hill. Hill looking down the right side.
Got real estate.
Now he'll move to the left. Lewis knocked it away momentarily, and the Bulldogs do grab possession. 2 on 6. It's knocked away by Stinger. Hill serves it up, looking for Dahlquist to run onto it in the middle of the box. It'll be picked up there by Copland. All the way back across midfield where Highfill And a foul against Waterloo. Ran right into the back of Driscoll there.
It's almost felt like a stalemate, Nathan, ever since the opening couple of minutes when Waterloo just jumped all over the Irish early. What an answer by Notre Dame to get one of those back, and now neither team really can grasp control.
Long kick into the box is going to sail all the way through. And Driscoll tried to chip that in for Dahlquist to run onto, but cleared over everybody as he got it into the wind, and it'll be a goal kick for the Bulldogs. You don't see many goalies as Trevor Copland does. Wear number 53. Usually the goalie is 0 or 1.
Yeah, 53, it's like a linebacker for football number.
This is knocked away, and here's Knighton on the sideline. Knighton moving through, and it's knocked down. Osterridge looks on the right side. Most knocked away all the way over the end line, and this will go the other way for a goal kick.
Get another look at it. And by the way, no, that is not another member of the broadcast team. That's the Notre Dame student section chanting on in the background, cheering on their squad. Both teams really kind of switching fields back and forth, but we haven't seen a lot of threats recently by either side as both teams starting to figure out each other's offenses.
A lot of shots in the first 5 minutes of this one, and as you mentioned, it's calmed down since. Lewis will look to change that, but there to knock it away is Spires. Hewells, and it's cleared up by Highfill. Driscoll switching fields, looking on the left side for Knighton. Doesn't get to him. It's headed out of bounds. It'll be a Notre Dame throw-in. We come in on the last 10 minutes of this first half. TJ Ray will sub back in for the Irish. Number 4, and he'll move, it looks like, to the left side and send Dahlquist to the right side.
Dahlquist's been all over the place. Had a quick blow a few minutes back. That a lot of speed on that right near side. We've seen it already so far this afternoon.
Throw in, clears over the head of Knighton. Stenger will punch it back in for the Irish and head it away. Oh, knocked out of bounds by Waterloo, so the Irish will get a throw in. They're looking for the equalizer. Throw into the box, gets down to Hill, had the first goal, turns and over. The soccer goal hit the crossbar of the uprights for football. Chested that down to himself perfectly and had a nice shot on goal on the turn. Let's take a look.
Right at his feet, like you mentioned, trapped it beautifully. Just got underneath it a little too much. Copland in pretty good position. And Notre Dame not quite able to get the equalizer.
Back on the attack now, where the Bulldogs for a second knocked away. They'll come up and grab it. That's Hill. Hill tries the left side. Through Knighton. Now it's Driscoll. Driscoll in the middle of the field.
Nice move.
Gets around 2 defenders, but a little too far, and it'll trick her over the goal line.
Yeah, a couple of really good moves by Driscoll, but then let himself just a little too far. Not able to catch back up to that one.
So another goal kick for Compwin coming up. 2-1 Waterloo lead. They scored the first 2 goals. The Irish off a free kick got it to 2-1. And all 3 of those goals came about a half hour ago. All came in the first 6 minutes. Here's Hewells trying the left sideline. And knocked off of his feet and out of bounds.
Tried to hurdle it, couldn't quite get over the top though. They really had him pinned up against that sideline.
Hewells just keeps making those runs down the left sideline, hoping to get one that breaks through, that he'll get and get through. Knocks it through this time, and it's cleared out by Spires.
Yeah, it looks like Waterloo's pretty content in not having a lot of offensive numbers. They're confident in who they have up there to make a play, but have a lot more back than we've seen the other side for Notre Dame.
Rubmeyer did not get to that ball, and it's knocked away, but Waterloo will clear it and get it completely out of bounds. The Bulldogs know they'll have the wind at their backs in the second half, and if they can take a lead into that half, got to feel pretty confident.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the strategy here, is that you've just seen a couple up, and they're obviously looking to create a little insurance and separation, but fairly content in taking a 1-goal lead into the locker room.
Here's Highfill, and he'll switch it back on the left side now. Stenger in the middle. Punches it forward towards the 18, headed away. Running it down, eventually is Driscoll. Sleepsick had it and punches it back. Now it's back into the attacking third, knocked away. Philip Most had a lot of speed on the ball so far and kicks it out wide for Metz. Metz into the middle for Hewells. Immediately double teamed in the middle of the field, and he'll punch it back. On the right side, Bulldogs on the attack, now into the middle of the field again. Metz knocked away, gets through. Closing in on the 18, tripped up, and the Irish will clear it out. Good defense by the Irish to hold their back line there.
Yeah, absolutely, Nathan, and really good passing by Waterloo, but Notre Dame lets you get to a certain depth before they really get aggressive defensively. You're seeing it again right there.
They were looking for a handball off of that deflection, and instead it's going to be a foul against Waterloo. It hit off of Most as Hewells chipped it through and then was knocked down by Notre Dame, and it looked like the Waterloo players thought they had a handball outside the 18, but not the call. And 6 minutes to go, or just under 6 minutes to go in the half. 2-1, Waterloo still on top. They'll punch it all the way through on this free kick. And now Waterloo with the chance to clear. Goes on the sideline for Waterloo. Looking for it again. On the right side, knocked out of bounds, and this will be a Waterloo throw-in. A chance to get it out of trouble here. Nope, knocked away by Notre Dame again. Ray spinning through. Cleared in the air. Now it's Hewells, traps it down and kicks it out wide, settling. Good defense on that sideline by the Irish. Driscoll comes through with the ball. He turns. Punches it through the middle. Nice ball for Hill. But Hill couldn't get anything going, and a good tackle by the Bulldogs.
Terrific pass, Nate. It almost feels like both teams are hoping that the opposition will make a mistake on the defensive end. That just hasn't happened over the last dozen minutes or so.
Rubmeyer came out to make that nice tackle and get the ball through. Now it's Metz. Metz got around one, wanted to shoot, knocked away by Stenger. Now it is Osterridge, and it's blocked.
Wow.
Great defense again by the Irish. That was Sleepsick, and it's knocked out of bounds. This will be a Waterloo throw. Waterloo fans looking for a foul. Stenger came up with the first tackle. And now let's see the deflection by Sleepsick. Got it with the right foot. Here come the Bulldogs again through the middle of the box, right through the 6, but nobody there to latch on to it. And it's going to roll all the way out of bounds for an Irish throw.
Yeah, so much for Waterloo being somewhat content going into the locker room with a 1-goal lead. They've really pressed up here the last minute or so. Good opportunity, and Nathan, you mentioned Sleepsick with just a terrific deflection. It looks like Waterloo had an open scoring lane, but he got a right foot in there. Not only deflected it, but he deflected it towards the sideline instead of the end line, because we've seen Waterloo had a couple of nice balls on corner kicks, weren't able to get the opportunity there, though.
We've got an as they'll have to juggle their lineup. Chris Bruck comes back into the ball game for the Irish, number 8. Here is Ostrich. Looks on the right side. Sam Jockish has dropped back into the left back position. They go around him, and the shot deflected through. Hewells knocked it down, and the Irish clear. 3.5 to go in the opening half. 2-1 Waterloo as the Irish look for the equalizer. Get it across midfield, knocked down. And now the Bulldogs will collect it. Lenhart sent it out wide right. Osterridge gets around Jockish and now goes all the way to the corner with the ball, looking to cross it in. He's got Hewells. It falls to him, and it's in the back of the net. Osterridge cross was deflected down Ben Hewells had a Friday semifinal hat trick, and he's got goal number 3 for the Bulldogs in the first half in the state championship game.
What a cross. Waterloo had been pressing the last few minutes, finally get a golden opportunity, lands in the foot of Ben Hewells, who doesn't disappoint. He's a scoring machine. 3 in the semifinal, as you referenced, and he gives Waterloo a 2-goal cushion here with just about 3 left here in the first half.
Headed down by Notre Dame's Tommy Driscoll, and absolutely nothing DeRose could do on that one.
Nope.
Hewells, a goal scorer, picked his corner and put it right in the left side, buried it in the back of the net. See if the Irish can respond over the final 3 minutes. They responded quickly to goal number 2. Now it's Knighton on the left sideline. Tries to dance his way through, cannot, and Waterloo will clear it out. Here's Osteridge looking for more, sets it up on the right sideline. Hewells looking for Osteridge that time, as Kane made the long run down the right sideline, but it'll carry out of bounds. So a throw in for Notre Dame.
And the Irish, got to think, are going to be pretty aggressive offensively if they get the opportunity of the last couple of minutes. They responded well after giving up 2 goals early on in this one. Let's see how they do this time in the latter portion of the first half.
Here it's thrown into the 18 area, knocked out, and a little stalemate here. Nice job of
between the
picking
legs.
the pocket of TJ Ray. That'll be a Notre Dame throw-in. Ray just went over there and won that ball. Well done.
Yeah, I don't think the Bulldogs knew exactly what to do there. Didn't want to result in a corner, so I guess they won the battle in that regard, but a terrific play to earn the possession for the Irish.
Long throw, headed up over the goal, and it hit the goalpost. It falls back in. So under 2 minutes to go in the first half, and Waterloo with a 3-1 lead. Goal kick, will flick the ball on. Now Driscoll looking on the left sideline, can't get it over there to Knighton, and it's headed away. Waterloo's got to be thrilled with the way this first 39 minutes is played out if they can finish off the final 110 here. Take a 2-goal lead into halftime.
And they really defined a strong start and a strong finish, at least to this point in this first half for the Bulldogs. Just an unreal dream start, as we said at the time, for Waterloo. And then just a huge goal with the 3 minutes left here in this first half to get at least a little separation, potentially heading into halftime.
Carl Resnick subbed in for the Irish. He takes the left back. Sam Jockish moves to the right back position for the time being. And he'll take the throw in here with 35 seconds to go in the first half. And the Bulldogs will clear it out. Won't quite get to midfield, and the Irish head it back in. This one will get to midfield. Most keeps it in bounds on the sideline with this header. On the side, Metz knocks it down. Irish come and get it. They're looking for one last attack in the final 10 seconds here. It's headed away. Driscoll pushes it in, and this one will get cleared out to midfield. We expected a high-scoring affair as the two teams combined for 7 goals yesterday. They combined for 4 here in the first half as Waterloo scored the first 2. They score the final one as well with a 3-1 lead at halftime. For Waterloo grabbing those goals, and the first one came off of the free kick. The other 2 in the run of play, as they got one as well off of the cross, heading for halftime with the 3-1 lead here now. So Waterloo grabbed the first 2 goals just 5 minutes into the ball game, and then get that last goal off the cross from Osteridge to Hewells. And we've got Coach Holden with us down on the sideline. Coach Holden, thanks for a moment here, and a great start for you guys in the first 5 minutes of the ball game. What did you see?
I can hear you.
What did you see from your vantage point in the first 5 minutes? A great start for you guys with those 2 goals.
Oh, that was a heck of a start. Actually, that first set piece, that's something we've been working on all year. We scored about 4 goals off of it, actually. So we saw it set up, and we could see it was going to develop, and worked out great.
That last goal, how important was that for you guys to grab the momentum into halftime here?
Actually, believe it or not, that was a play we talked about when there was a little break. When that player from Notre Dame got hurt, we told Kane to go to the baseline and just cross it into Ben Hewells, and it worked out to perfection also.
All right, Coach Holden, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Waterloo with the 3-1 lead here at halftime.
I can hear you.
As Waterloo takes the 3-1 lead at halftime on Comcast Sportsnet.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
Back at Hoffman Estates, halftime of the boys 2A state championship soccer match as Waterloo's got a 3-1 lead over Peoria Notre Dame. 2 goals early and a goal late for the Bulldogs. Let's take a look at the first half highlights from this match, and right away off of a free kick for Waterloo. Dangerous, they went on the right side, and Kane Osteridge puts it in the back of the net on the left corner just a couple minutes into the game as they celebrate the early 1-0 lead. And less than a minute later, Philip Most down the middle found the other corner off of the post in a 2-0 lead for Waterloo. Peoria Notre Dame had not given up more than a goal in a game in over a month. They did respond off a powerful right foot of Aiden Hill off of the free kick just outside his 18, right back in the ballgame. Less than 5 minutes in, a 2-1 match at that point. And then this one gave them their 2-goal lead back off the deflection. Ben Hewells into the left corner for the 3-1 lead. So that's got us set up at halftime. 3-1 Waterloo over Peoria Notre Dame as you're watching the boys 2A state championship match on Comcast Sportsnet.
The IHSA is motivation, effort, innovation, emotion, community. The future plays here. The Illinois High School Association.
Welcome back to Hoffman Estates. Halftime as Waterloo leads Peoria Notre Dame 3-1 in the state championship game. And we've got Coach Mike Barr down with us on the sideline as we are ready to go with the interview. And Coach, thanks for joining us. What did you tell your team here in halftime as you get ready for this second half?
Yeah, we just told them, there's a lot of game left to be played. We got 40 minutes still to come back and get ourselves back in this game. Started off a little bit flat, giving up 2 goals that early really changes the game. But I thought after we gave up those couple goals, we kind of settled in and had a lot of chances. We feel like we're going to get chances in the second half, just a matter of capitalizing on our opportunities.
Oh, you had a big response as well from the goal on Aiden Hill on the free kick. How important was that to your first half?
Anytime you give up a couple goals early, it's important to respond. Again, giving up the goal late in the half was really, really difficult because I felt like if we came into half down a goal and with the chances we were creating, we were in good shape for the second half. But it's still a game. A 2-goal lead's a difficult game. If they want to sit back and defend, we're going to throw numbers and see if we can get one here early in the half.
All right, Coach, thank you very much for your time. Good luck in the second half.
All right. Thank
Coach
you.
Mike Baer of the Peoria Notre Dame Irish with this team down 3-1 as we get ready for the second half action. Waterloo with the 2-goal lead in the 2A state championship game on Comcast Sportsnet.
The IHSA is sportsmanship, competition, pageantry, strength, respect. The future plays here. The Illinois High School Association.
Welcome back, Hoffman Estates High School, as we are ready for the second half of the boys 2A state championship soccer match. Nathan Believa and Brian Beto with you. And Brian, we heard from both coaches there. What adjustments are you looking for here in the second half with the Waterloo up 3-1?
You got to think Notre Dame might come out a little bit more aggressive. We saw a little bit of that after giving up 2 goals early. Here they are again with a 2-goal deficit. Let's see what they do offensively to start the second half.
They're going into the win, but I guess they can take some confidence in the fact that Waterloo scored 3 goals into the win in that first half. So here come the Bulldogs. Philip Most had that second goal and pushes it out wide left, but it's deflected off of Lewis, not out of bounds for a Notre Dame throw-in. And you know, we talked about it in the open, Brian. We expected goals, and has not disappointed yet with 4 goals in that first half. Yeah, despite a pair of really good defenses and keepers, we really thought it was going to be a high-scoring affair, and we didn't expect this one to end 1-0. And you know, to be honest, I'm sure Coach Holden was saying the same thing. You know, we're up 3-1 right now, but that's probably not going to be the final score. So we got to bear down, keep being aggressive, and try to tack on. And you look on the Notre Dame side as well, they've scored over 100 goals all season, so you know they are going to be extremely confident. And you could tell in that interview right there, as they get ready for this second half with Coach Mike Barrett, he's very confident in his team and what they can go out and do here in the second half. As here's a shot from distance, deflected, and DeRose up to the task, punching that one over. Shot came in from about 35 yards out. Hewells put it right on goal, but DeRose punched it over. Quick reflexes there by the goalie and the son of a goalie. Yeah, and it skimmed off ahead. Ben right Hewells. Just inside the box, and a good reaction by DeRose. Whew. That could have been a terrible start for Notre Dame, just the way that it seemed really harmless at first. Corner is cleared out for the time being by Notre Dame. It's going to head out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Bulldogs. And that's what we saw Waterloo do right out of the beginning of half number 1, just put the ball on goal and hope the good things were happening, and it almost did for them here just about a minute and a half into the second half. Yeah, it was eerily similar, the 2 starts from the first half to this half, but fortunately, if you're a Notre Dame fan there, that they were able to keep Waterloo off the board this time around. Cross in, dangerous, and cleared away. Punch it back into the middle of the field. Deflected, and Notre Dame can't get any possession here in the second half. Most has it, crosses over on Hill, looking for the left sideline, and now we'll turn towards goal. Tried to push it, and it's going to go over for a goal kick, and see if Notre Dame can settle and see some more time on the ball here. And Nathan, you really gotta like what you've seen so far out of this Bulldog offense. I feel a lot of teams, you know, a 2-goal lead, you might feel somewhat comfortable with that lead, but they came out and attack, and they understand how Notre Dame's offense has a lot of firepower as well. So they're not relying on this 2-goal lead right now to stand. So they're doing anything they can to try to tack on some more insurance. Handball against the Bulldogs will give the Irish a free kick and a chance to get something going offensively here in the second half. They'll punch it all the way towards the 18. Fighting for the header. Deflected down, and now Waterloo can clear it all the way out. So Ethan Lewis on that far sideline. He gets around a defender, Sam Jonkish, and now makes his move. Still going towards the end line all the way through. Sends it into the box. Dangerous ball. Knocked down and cleared out by Notre Dame. That almost fell right to the feet of Kane Osterich, and now it's Hewells outside the 18. He leaves it for Most. Those are the 3 goal scorers, Osterich, Hewells, and Most. Most will have this one go off the side of his foot and out of bounds as he was losing his balance near the end line. Yeah, Most not quite able to get around that one and hook it back inside, but another opportunity for the Bulldogs. They had a great cross on the other side of the field, and they had 2 offensive players right inside that goal box, but just couldn't quite capitalize. DeRose was ready to kick that one away, but the Bulldogs were making a substitution, so he didn't notice till at the last second that the official had his hands up and did not want him to kick, and finally gets it through, and now Driscoll pushes it over midfield. Near handball against Waterloo, and they'll push it on through. And Jockish tangling with Metz, and Metz comes away with the ball. Sends it through to Most. Slides to a stop. He's got a guy on each side. Lets it fly to goal, but that one will ground right through. About a 10 hopper for DeRose to pick up.
Yeah, found a scoring lane, decided to wind up and go for it, and was maybe hoping that ball would ricochet off the shoulder or something of DeRose, but pounced right on it.
Powerful header by TJ Ray, but it went straight out of bounds off of that kick. So 5 minutes into the game, we had 3 goals. 5 minutes into the second half, we've had a couple shots on goal, but no additions to the score line, as this one will trickle on through out of bounds and will go as a corner. Last touch by Notre Dame, and this will set up the Bulldogs. Tyler Grob going out to take this corner. We've seen a couple dangerous corners already for the Bulldogs, so they'll try to serve this one right into the middle of the box as well.
The placement's been very good. They just haven't been able to connect. There's someone right there. Let's see what they do this time around.
This one into the middle and popped out of there by Notre Dame. They'll clear it all the way back out near midfield. Punch back in with the wind. And looking for offsides in the corner, they didn't get it. So Waterloo on the attack again. Lewis into the box, and he lets fly well wide. DeRose still looking for that offsides on that ball sent back through.
Another good look for the Bulldogs, and we talked about I expected Notre Dame to be the aggressor right out of the outside of the second half, and you can look at yet another opportunity for Waterloo to add to this lead, coming up a little bit wide. But the Irish really haven't been able to get anything going offensively. Let's see if that changes right here.
Here they come. Driscoll down the left sideline for Knighton. Knighton works that sideline, dances back in, lets one fly, but that one is over the crossbar of both the soccer goal and the uprights for football and right through. But that's those are the shots from distance Notre Dame connected on yesterday. Knighton had one of those. They had another that hit off of the post. But they scored 2 goals from long distance yesterday, even further out than that. That was right on the edge of the 18 and just didn't dip back down as it got through.
Yeah, he had a lot on that one, and he did split a pair of defenders. Just a little too much lift, but a good shot and a good attempt by Knight.
First shot on goal in the second half for Notre Dame. They need more of that. TJ Ray traps it down to Driscoll, tried to get it back to Ray, and off of a deflection, Waterloo's able to clear it. And now they punch it back across midfield. Knighton, left sideline again, gives it up to Driscoll. Driscoll turns, back to Knighton. Nice little give and go. Knighton punches it all the way across for a Hill. Wanted to tee up a shot, couldn't. Now into the middle of the field, and a dribble too far away. Lost control of that one, and here come the Bulldogs. Most on the ball. Nice defense. Deflected back, though. Most has it into the middle of the field. Lets it go, and DeRose is there to grab that one at the 6. Most worked his way through 3 defenders there off a deflection.
Yeah, Most hasn't been intimidated at all by odd numbers going up against that great Notre Dame defense. It just didn't get a lot on that with the left foot.
This one knocked through, and Metz has it on the far sideline, trying to get around Spires. Spires can play this back to DeRose, and he'll turn instead and flip it up the sideline, but not able to keep it in bounds. The Bulldog throw it. There was nobody back. I thought he might push that through to DeRose and play it the other way. They lose possession on the throw. And another ball knocked out of bounds by the Irish. Can't get anything on the last 2 throw-ins, and now the Irish will get it themselves on that far sideline.
Yeah, let's see. They'll finally have something they can potentially set up here. They haven't had many opportunities offensively at all in the second half, besides the attempt by Knighton just a couple of minutes ago. Let's see what they do off the free kick this time around.
First foul of the second half against Waterloo, and Driscoll can't win the header, but it's knocked back up. This is a very tall Waterloo team, and they've been able to use that height to their advantage on headers today. Knocked back. Now Driscoll, middle of the field, gets around the first defender and will pull it back. Looking for Knighton. It's knocked away. Up the sideline is Grob, dancing with it. Got around Driscoll, but then could not keep it going. And it's knocked out of bounds by the Irish, so it'll be a Waterloo throw-in. They used their height to beat Springfield High in the Super Sectionals. 1 goal off of a corner kick, but scored a couple later, using their height to win the ball in the midfield. And Springfield High was a Final Four team last year. And Waterloo got that win this season over in Jacksonville in the Super Sectional. Here is Most, knocked away. popped up into the air, and another header won by the Bulldogs. Hewells all the way back to win the ball. He's been up front leading the attack. Now it's Most looking for Metz. Knocked away. Good defense by the Irish. Sleepsick stepped in front of that one. Now it's Most again. Gets his pocket pick from behind. This is Aiden Hill. Hill was all over the place in the first half, and he and Driscoll will combine to win the ball back here momentarily, but then Ben Hewells gets it. Nice tackle by Driscoll, and Waterloo will keep the ball. Back and forth, kind of sloppy here over the last couple minutes, and Hill just pops one up in the air. Comes down to Knighton, but he can't corral it. Now it's Driscoll for the Irish. Leaves it for Highfill, and now back to Hill. Hill leaves it on the right side. Little give and go, too far in front, and knocked out of bounds. Notre Dame throw-in. So not pretty over the last minute on that sequence, but Notre Dame's moved the ball down now into the final third.
Yeah, they're starting to pick up a little bit of momentum, at least starting to grasp control and retain possession for the time being. Let's see what they can do off the throw-in.
Here's Ray looking to turn, fires one through, but it's out of bounds. Could not get that one. Good service, and it'll go as a goal kick for Waterloo.
Nathan, I'm guessing most people watching have an idea where Peoria is down in central Illinois, about equidistant between Chicago and St. Louis, and Waterloo just south of St. Louis in the southwestern portion of the state. So quite a bit of distance between these two programs. And Waterloo, quite a big travel to come up here near the Chicago suburbs in Hoffman Estates.
And they've got a nice contingent wearing the orange
really
and black
do
up here today as well. As this one's knocked through, and Most then knocked down by Hill, but play on. Knighton the other way, leaves it in the middle of the field for Driscoll, could not get the ball back through, and now Hewells will get taken down by Hill, and that's going to be a foul, and official talking to Aiden Hill at the moment.
And then just too much contact the second time around.
Mentioned a busy weekend for the Irish. Their cross-country runners in state this morning at Detweiler Park in Peoria. Their football team taking on Sacred Heart Griffin in a high-scoring game in Springfield at the moment. And so their administrators and fans were spread throughout the state today watching athletic events and rooting on the Irish. This one chested down, and it goes forward to Driscoll. And that might have knocked the wind out of Hill on. He went down to a knee. He's back up and on the ball, but gives it away. Here come the Bulldogs. Ben Hewells again. Right sideline. Knocked away. Hewell stays with it, and it's out of bounds to the Bulldogs. So a throw-in coming for Waterloo as they're into the final third of the Irish, and they'll make a substitution here. Metz heading out. And how about that? Dawson Holden's back in the ballgame, number 10 in the middle of the field. He was the one helped off the field for the Bulldogs in the first half, and then went off on a golf cart. But this is him back now to win this header, number 10. So good to see Dawson Holden, coach's son, back on the field after that ankle injury in the first half.
Yeah, that was a little scary the way he was carted off, and I'm sure they took a good look at that injury, but just great to see him out there back competing again.
Bulldogs coming back to win the ball. They've been very impressive in this second half with their forwards tracking back to win balls in the midfield. Hewells, Most, Osterich. This one headed on through. Jokic knocks it down. Hewells teed it up and almost snuck that over the head of DeRose, but JR there to get it.
That's a terrific shot by Hewells. A lot of finesse on that one. Placed pretty well. DeRose had to decline the ladder a little bit to secure it and keep it 3-1.
Here's a long throw in coming for the Irish, and they play it on through, and that's going to be a foul. A little push in the back before that ball went out of bounds. So the Irish will get another free kick.
Got everyone but 3 back. See what the Irish can do offensively on this trip.
Here's a long service into the box. Headed down, and then Knighton got a foot to it, but it's cleared. And Waterloo gets it away. They keep working it through. Long shot, deflected, right in for Notre Dame, and a goal. That is number 4, TJ Ray. Appeals for offsides by Waterloo, but he got it off the deflection. Ball served up by Grady Sleepsick and deflected to the feet of TJ Ray, who had a goal and an assist in the semifinal, and a right spot, right time off that deflection to get it past Trevor Copwin for goal number 2.
Yeah, well, Nathan, we've mentioned pretty much all game that Notre Dame not shy about shooting from pretty deep, and you saw that right there, far out from Schleipzig. They get a desired deflection, falls right to the feet of TJ Ray, who just pokes it past Copland, and it's a 1-goal game.
Team leading 26th goal for TJ Ray, a 5'8" senior forward, and it's 3-2, game on. With just under 25 minutes to go in this state championship game, and Notre Dame's got to press forward for another. Here comes Mose right down the middle of the field. See how the Bulldogs respond. They push it through into the box, but therefore it is DeRose and pushes it forward.
And on multiple occasions, Waterloo had an opportunity to extend it to a 3-goal game. They couldn't do it. And now Notre Dame
Knighton
with all the momentum here.
Knighton pushes it into the box, towards the box. Long shot from distance, well right from Aiden Hill. And fair to say that second goal came against the run of play. Waterloo had the better of the possession here in the second half, and especially over the last couple minutes where Notre Dame was kind of just popping the ball into the air and trying to run onto it. But Sleepsick found a spot, let it fly from distance, and got the fortunate deflection right to the feet of Ray running onto it. Here is Knighton trying to turn, gets the middle, play on, and his cross deflected. Sleepsick will punch it forward again, looking for Ray into the box, and this time Waterloo will clear it. Here's Hewells, can't get around Driscoll. Driscoll turns and leaves it on the right side. Jockish sends it forward to Hill. He's got space down the right sideline. Crosses in the box for Ray, deflected, knocked down in the back line. And finally able to get it at least out of trouble for the time being. And another long service will sail wide right. That was good defense by Cole Kauping to come out and grab that ball before it got to his goalkeeper. He deflected it away.
And right now it almost looks like Waterloo's on their heels a little bit. And after the goal, the subsequent play has favored the Irish as well. All the momentum, and you hear both fan bases really getting into this one. Things have tightened up as we near the midway point of the second half.
Waterloo allowed 3 goals or more just 3 times all season. A 3-2 loss to Troy Triad, a 4-1 loss to Belleville West, and a 5-3 win over Troy Triad. So Troy Triad put goals on them like nobody else did all year. Mentioned earlier, Notre Dame has allowed 3 or more just twice before today, and they tied one of those games against Rockhurst out of Kansas City, Missouri. Waterloo trying to clear it. They cannot. Pushing in is Driscoll, and it's deflected for a corner. So the Irish on the attack again, trying to keep Waterloo on their heels.
What a difference from the outside of this second half, where Waterloo was dominating the pace of play. But obviously the goal helped Notre Dame change the momentum, but ever since then they've been pressing the tide as well.
Here's a shot through, and we'll go wide right. You wonder when and if the experience of the Irish will play a factor down this stretch. They played in the Super Sectionals last year and 2013. The seniors on this team that played as freshmen as state champions in 2012. So some experience playing deep into seasons.
Yeah, Nathan, you said earlier how confident Coach Bear seemed despite a 3-1 deficit at halftime. That's really instilled in his bunch. As they came out, they weren't really on their heels at all over the last few minutes, and they came out with a huge goal, and now they're the aggressors here, and see what they can do. So they get another possession now.
Here it is for the Bulldogs now. And a throw in for the Irish down that right sideline, looking for TJ Ray, the leading goal scorer, and he has 1 goal this half. Back and forth they go on these throw-ins, and now it'll be the Bulldogs on that far sideline. Substitution in for Waterloo as Grob heads out. And they get the ball back in play. Hill comes up to win it, does so in the middle of the field. Looking to lead the attack, options on both sides. And referee says, get up, play on. No foul called. All the way down the other end into the 18. Spires has got some work to do, and this one will go for a goal kick. Hill was contacted and went to ground, but the official immediately waited for him to get up and keep playing. No call. Header won by the Irish and pushed forward, but out of bounds by Spires. Under 20 minutes to go in this state championship game. Waterloo led 2-0 and 3-1, now trying to hold on to a 3-2 lead over the final 20. Most on the right sideline. They look to regain that 2-goal advantage. Working for the end line, now comes back. And stolen away by the Irish. They're looking down the sideline. Now it's actually the middle of the field. Turning on it is Ray, but he cannot fight through. They leave it back. Ray will go back to win it as he tracks back nicely. Now it's Hill around a defender. Kicks it out wide to Trey Knighton. Knighton. Service into the middle of the box. Deflected up, and the goalie, Trevor Compline, was calling for that the whole way. And off of a header, just comes and takes that ball.
That was good footwork and good passing by the Irish. Knighton with an attempted cross, but nobody home. And for the time being, Waterloo able to keep this lead.
Headed backwards this time by Waterloo. A couple headers in a row as Ray is trying to fight through and get the ball, and he will. Knocks it down to Hill from long distance, but this one's going to roll all the way through and out of bounds. 18 minutes to play in the state championship game. Waterloo 3, Peoria Notre Dame 2. You're watching 2A boys soccer on Comcast Sportsnet.
The IHSA is success, teamwork, overcoming adversity, dedication, tradition. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
Back at Hoffman Estates High School at the boys 2A state championship soccer match. Waterloo clinging now to a 3-2 lead as Notre Dame turns up the pressure. And they really have, over the last 5 minutes, Brian, got the ball down into the attacking third and put some dangerous balls into the 18.
Yeah, right now they're holding on for dear life. Are the Bulldogs defensively? Got to find a way to change the pace here, get some momentum back, maybe get some sort of opportunity offensively, something to slow down Peoria Notre Dame.
The thing Notre Dame has to be worried about is the counter. A lot of speed for Waterloo, and if they get caught with too many players in the attacking half, most Osteridge and Hewells could hit them quickly for goal number 4.
Yeah, they can get on you in a hurry as well, and we've seen that throughout the course of this contest, the ability to score in a hurry. We saw 2 goals right at the outset of the game and then one early on here in the second half as well.
Griffin Lenhart leading the attack all the way up this time, and it gets all the way through. This is Lewis crossing into the middle, deflected, and the Irish will get it out of trouble. Comes back out to Hewells and taken away there by Highfill. Hewells around Hill. Now he closes in on the 18 and knocked away by the Irish. Seen a lot of long deflections in this match. Another one there, and that time Dawson Holden was bodied off the ball back near midfield. And it goes out of bounds for a Bulldogs throw-in as they will sub Mets out, and Kane Ostrich, who got a quick breather, is back in. He had goal number 1, which at the moment, since Notre Dame's not caught even, still stands as the game winner. Goal number 1, the assist on goal 3 right before halftime. And the Irish will win a throw-in. 16 minutes to go for the Irish, needing to find the equalizer. Header for Most and knocked back down. Driscoll cannot turn. Now heading the other way, the Bulldogs flipping it into the box for Ben Hewells. Can't get the left foot on it. He gets the pass through, and there's a goal into the back of the net. Couldn't get enough on it to get a shot going, but he did have just enough while falling to the ground to put the ball in perfect position for Ryan Stites. And the junior with his 6th goal of the year as he powers it through on the right foot, and that's 4 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it seems simple enough. A couple of flicks and a good positioning by that Waterloo front line right at the feet. 1-0 against DeRose and put it right past him. And just minutes ago, you saw Waterloo with an opportunity. Didn't get a great shot on goal, but somewhat changed the pace over the last few minutes. This time they capitalized like they've done so often in this game, and they reopened that 2-goal advantage.
Here are the Irish on the right side now, and they had the momentum off that last goal, and they were putting some pressure on the Waterloo back line, and now they've got to find 2 goals in 15 minutes.
Yeah, and they do have a lot of firepower, as we've seen offensively, not just today, but throughout the course of the season. So they're certainly capable, but running out of time now at the 15-minute mark.
The 3A state title game coming up from Hoffman Estates as well. We'll have that for you on Comcast Sportsnet. We had the 1A state title game down in Normal last week. 5 goals in that one, 6 goals so far in this one. As here's a ball served towards the box. Does that mean the 3A game is going to be 0-0 after 80? Because we've already seen 11 goals so far in these state title games. A lot of goals for you on Comcast Sportsnet thus far in these state title games, and Notre Dame looking for more. They've got to find a pair over 14 minutes here. And Highfield with the throw in and headed by Ray, and that just missed. And actually might have been a foul call. There was a foul call, so that would not have counted. There would not have been a goal. There was a foul called on the push by Ray as he tried to head that one just inside the left goal post. Popped into the air by the Irish. Fighting for it on that far sideline. It'll drop to the feet of Ray. He tries to corral. Now working 1-on-2 and knocked out of bounds. It'll be an Irish throw. With 13.5 to go, you wonder when Waterloo might start to pull everybody back. And actually, as I say that, they do exactly that. 21 of the 22 players on the field are up in the attacking end of Notre Dame. This header, a dangerous one, but the Bulldogs able to clear it out. In fact, J.R. DeRose is about 45 yards from his own goal, and everybody is between him and the Waterloo goal at the moment. Service coming, looking for Hill, doesn't get to him. Falls to Knighton, and a missed trap as he tried to bring it down and get it back in, and now it's cleared to midfield by the Bulldogs. Back to Knighton, turns, gets it to Driscoll. Driscoll back to Knighton. Spins, but he finds 3 defenders, and Waterloo content to just clear it across midfield, and DeRose will let this one roll all the way back into the box so he can play it. He'll get as close as he can before somebody comes up on him and punches it all the way back into the attacking third. Ray turns, knocked to the ground, no call, and now Waterloo will head the other way momentarily. Spires pushes it the other way. With it, Waterloo, Stites. Knocked away, and that'll be a foul against Notre Dame. Foul against the Irish, and with under 12 to go, Waterloo set up with a free kick. Free kick coming is served towards the box. Headed on and deflected out of bounds by DeRose. Almost a second goal in the last few minutes for Waterloo, and almost a second goal of the game for the guy we talked about in the open, Kane Osterich.
Yeah, and we've talked about how they had everyone back. They figured they'd take a shot here and really probably put this one away if they're able to get another one past DeRose, but for the time being, Notre Dame still in this one.
So 11 minutes to go as the corner served into the box. Osterich got a deflection, and it's knocked through. Now it'll sail out of bounds off the foot of Lewis.
And a good effort by the Bulldogs, not able to push across that fifth goal. However, eating up some valuable time on that end of the field with under 11 to play now.
Well, that's the key now for Waterloo. Anytime they can get the ball across midfield, run as much clock as possible. Here's Ray trying to split through. Rubenmeyer knocks it down. Ray comes back to get it. Now Hill from distance, deflected. And Coplin will come off his line to grab this one before Driscoll could get there. Ten and change for Waterloo, looking for their first ever state title. They've got a third place trophy after falling in the semis to the Irish back in 2010. Irish will take home their 12th trophy. They're hoping it'll be a fifth state title. They've got some work to do over the next 10 to make that the case. Only Granite City's won more in IHSA history with 10. Notre Dame in a group of others with 4 state titles and want to separate themselves to be the second with 5 or more. On the throw in, it comes in to Brunk, and now they punch it through, but Coplin will go get it. Nobody ran onto that ball for the Irish.
No, it wasn't a huge threat. You saw Coplin make a play at it. Now, he'll certainly take his time booting this one out.
Hewells heads it on.
Yeah, speed.
Osterich trying to get through it as he fights off a defender and cannot. Schleipzig got to that ball first as Osterich tried to come out of nowhere. He would have been one-on-one with DeRose. Now it's Hewells turning again towards goal. Pushes it through, off the foot of Most though, and DeRose can grab this one. Here is the Irish pushing it across midfield on the right sideline. Trying to work through defenders, but unable to get anywhere Marty Dahlquist, and it's knocked out of bounds. With it on this throw, and now Hunter Highfill. Highfill with the long throw, heads to the box. Gets through to Driscoll, cannot turn and get it to his feet though as he hits the ground. Cleared back out, punched in again, and then Coplin will come out and grab this one. So the Irish doing everything they can to get it in the box, but Waterloo's been up to the task here over the last few minutes.
Just so much personnel back there, it's really hard for Notre Dame to find any sort of shooting lanes.
Throw in is knocked right back out of bounds. So the Irish with another throw, trailing by 2 and under 8 minutes to go. Knocked down, and Waterloo clears it through and all the way back out to midfield by Griffin Lenhart. Back across for the Irish. Ray trying to get around the defender. This one was last touched out of bounds by Waterloo, and it'll be a corner kick for the Irish, and really need to find a way off of this set piece, Brian, to get the ball in the back of the net and cut this deficit in half.
Yeah, this is almost a must, at least to get a good opportunity here. Obviously, Waterloo with everyone back, and they go short with it, and they turn it over nearly immediately, so not at all what they were hoping for out of the corner.
Waterloo able to clear it all the way back out to midfield, which will run more clock. DeRose, the goalie at midfield, punching it in to the box. So they've got everybody up attacking. And now as they lose the ball, DeRose heads back. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be an Irish throw-in. That'll be a free kick actually instead. The foul call for the ball went out of bounds, and this one's served all the way in. Compline will come out to make the catch. 6.5 to play. Driscoll, he'll let this one fly into the box. Gets through, a lot of contact. Down on top of the ball. What's the call going to be here? Goalie Compline came out to get the ball. He landed on top of the attacker with the ball underneath.
Here it is again.
Of TJ Ray, and now Compline down, and the clock will be stopped. Compline was up talking to the official and then went to the ground, and wow.
Yeah, he had control of the ball with his hands technically, but that was because he was wrapped around the offensive player. So it looks like they're going to keep it with Waterloo. But
well, Compline walking it off.
Never seen that before.
On the sideline, Driscoll's over talking to the linesman, trying to make his case on that far sideline. Ball player and goalie all got there at the exact same time. The official wants to talk to Driscoll now. And he gets a yellow card. And we'll have to head to the bench. So Driscoll gets a yellow card and all of that. Quite possibly for dissent as well. And Compline actually, I believe, has also gotten a yellow card. We take another look at it. There's a little, Driscoll was trying to get up. He then landed back on top of Compline as they shoved each other. Copline's over at midfield, and I think he also got a yellow, and yep, that's the case. So here's the sub in for Waterloo, Kyle Schaefer, who has played in 18 games this season with 37 saves made, as both players sub out on the yellow cards, and they're both already back at midfield, standing next to each other, ready to sub back in.
Yeah.
So Kyle Schaefer in, and see if the Irish get a chance to test him before the next dead ball, because Compline will sub right back in at that next dead ball.
And they're just going to boot it out of bounds, or looks
they did
like.
Kick it straight out of bounds. And they'll allow the sub. So Driscoll and Compline, after all of that, we're out for about 3 seconds.
Ends up favoring Waterloo because now the clock is ticking down. That came with 6 minutes, 2 seconds left. So now it could be about a 30-second substitution. And Copline's certainly in no hurry to get back between the pipes there.
Well, no, and Schaefer's taking a leisurely stroll to get off of the pitch as well. But with him heading off on the other sideline, they can play on and do so. Sleep 6 throw is headed up and out of bounds, and that'll move Notre Dame closer. They need 2 goals in the last 5:20. Waterloo looking for that first state title. They knock it back. Notre Dame punching it into the box. A golden opportunity here. They do find the back of the net. Ray let that ball go through. Marty Dahlquist was there. Puts it in the back of the net. And we've got a 1-goal game with 5:11 to go.
Well, it's not over yet, Nathan. And Notre Dame doing what they've done all game long. They fell behind by 2 goals, but they persisted all the way through. And a good touch by Dahlquist to find the back of the net. And with 5:11 left, it's about as good as it gets in a state title game.
Ray let that ball go, knowing he had a teammate behind him. Dahlquist chested it down to himself and beat Compline, who had just come back in off that yellow card substitution. And we're set up for a fast and furious 5 minutes here as the Irish get it back to 1 goal down, and they just scored off a throw-in and a pass. They'll try to do it the same thing here, as Hunter Highfield will take the long throw from the Irish bench. He'll get that throw into the 18. Ray tried to flick it on. It'll go all the way through. And the shot headed was deflected out. Now Hill taken down, and we've got a foul and possibly another card. Ryan Stites, who scored goal number 4, is carded. He'll have to go out. 4:23 to go, and 30 yards from goal, just off to the left. The Irish are in a dangerous position here.
This reminds me of where we were a few minutes ago. Last time the Irish got within one, they were also close to tying it, couldn't quite capitalize. Let's see what they do this time around.
Hill scored on a free kick from a little closer in the first half. The line in the middle of the box for the attackers he's trying to serve on, or will he go for goal? He went for a goal in the first half and scored. He's checking out that four-man wall here. Hill plays it off to the left side, but could not find his attacking teammate, and it'll be a goal kick and a chance to run some clock here for Waterloo. Driscoll just couldn't latch on to the end of that.
Yeah, decent opportunity. Just couldn't find a good grasp there, couldn't find an open lane. And now, good chance for Waterloo to clear this one back out past midfield.
It's cleared all the way through to Spires, down the right sideline, but out of bounds. Under 4 minutes to go.
So Notre Dame wants to play it. They'll swing it near side, looking for Knighton, who's had a very impressive second half.
Lewis knocked that one away from him. It comes back across midfield to Sleepsick. Header. Osteridge brings it down. Now it's the Irish. Looking to get it back into the attacking third, see if they can get something on goal within the last 3:15. Osteridge gets it through to Hewells. They can run it on the right side and see if they can work some clock. Most can't get around the defender, but did knock it out of bounds off Sleepsick for the throw-in with 3 minutes to play.
That's a win for Waterloo. Didn't get too deep into Notre Dame territory, but able to knock it off a defender out of bounds, get the throw in, and eat up some more clock. They're doing just that.
Throw comes in to Mose, pushes it back to Lenhart, and then now all the way through off of Hewells and out of bounds. So a goal kick comes for the Irish with 2:35 to play. DeRose will get it across midfield. Driscoll could not slip it through. Sleepsick knocked down at midfield by Hewells. Hill turns, kicks it out wide, deflected nicely by Lewis, and Waterloo kicks it out of bounds.
Knighton had some room if that one got through, but a great deflection to knock that one backwards.
Long throw, 2 minutes to go. Deflected back out, Sleepsick lets this one fly on the right side, and offsides is the call with 1:54 to go, and that's our first offsides of the call on either team today, and it comes in the last 2 minutes.
We've seen both teams clamoring for that call a couple of times throughout the course of this contest, but you said it first time, and that's just huge. The time continues to tick.
Rubmeyer will put this in play. Minute and a half left. Back in for the Irish. Sleepsick booting it as far as he can, looking for Ray, but they're to head it away. Comes down. They've got Driscoll. They'll flip it towards the goal, but over the goal. Driscoll was to the left asking for it there. And now a goal kick with 1:10 to go. Waterloo trying to hold on for dear life. They make a substitution as well to run some seconds off. Ryan Stites, who got the last yellow card, back on for Ethan Lewis. Goal kick towards midfield, and the Waterloo fans starting to feel a state championship as they jump up and down on the bleachers, kind of shaking our entire press box. Most out wide left. Grob will hold it there. Now gets deflected, and he'll go to the corner to run some clock. Throw in Notre Dame, but they've got 35 seconds to go the length of the field, and now this one will sail out of bounds for a goal kick. DeRose headed away by Hewells. Ray comes back to try to win it off of Driscoll. Hewells again, looking for the left corner with 15 seconds. They just punch it towards goal. DeRose knocks it down. Last chance for the Irish with 10 seconds to play. all the way through, headed out of bounds. Third time to state, third time playing Peoria Notre Dame, and the third time's the charm for the Waterloo Bulldogs. 2 goals in the first few minutes of the ball game. Irish never caught up. Waterloo, your 2A state champions, a 4-3 victory and a 7-goal thriller for Coach Holden and his squad. They did something that no team's been able to do all season, and that's solve Peoria Notre Dame.
Yeah, just an outstanding effort right out of the gate. That's clearly the difference. 2 goals in the opening minutes for Waterloo, and they reward this very faithful fan base who came out in bunches to support their team in their first ever state championship. What a job by Coach Holden and his bunch, and they certainly earned it from the opening whistle.
The Irish fought to the end, getting a couple of shots on goal in the last few minutes of this contest, trying to find the equalizer, but Brian, that equalizer just eluded them all day. From the moment they fell 2 goals down, they got to within 1 a couple of times, but never could get this match square.
Yeah, it was a story from start to finish after the 2 goals. Great job by Notre Dame to respond to get within 1, and then you saw it a couple of times in the second half where they pressed and they had the chance to get the equalizer, but as you said, just couldn't quite get it done, and credit Waterloo's defense for making that happen as well.
So Waterloo and Peoria Notre Dame shaking hands in the middle of the field. A lot of anguish on the Notre Dame side. They were so close. The seniors won state as a freshman. They will get their 12th trophy in school history, but not the 5th state championship. For Waterloo, they get their first state championship in school history as they celebrate and get ready to head over and celebrate with their fans as well. Waterloo wins the 2A state championship 4-3. We'll be back with our post game here from Hoffman Estates High School on Comcast Sportsnet.
The IHSA is sportsmanship, competition, pageantry, strength, respect. The future plays here. The Illinois High School Association.
Assistant coach Ben Ralph. Team chaplain Father Dustin. Manager Jake Kusak. Number 0 Charlie Schneider. Number 1 J.R. DeRose. Number 2 Carl Resnick. Number 3 Hunter Highfill. Number 4 TJ Ria. Number 5, Connor Foley. Number 6, Reed Russell. Number 7, Marty Dahlquist. Number 8, Chris Bruck. Number 9, Seamus Liebert. Number 10, Tommy Driscoll. Number 11, Sam Chakish. Number 12, Grady Shilespik. Number 12, Aiden Kutzman. Number 14, John Salerno. Number 15, Carter Spires. Number 16, Ethan Miller. Number 17, Trey Knighton. Number 18, Logan Plack. Number 19, Max Vanahan. Number 20, Mason Brook. Number 21, Aiden Hill. Number 22, Steven Settinger. And number 23, Declan Flaherty. At this time, please meet the Bulldogs of Waterloo High School, who finished the 2015 season in first place with a final record of 25 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. First, meet the superintendent of Waterloo, Brian Sharon. The Principal, Lori Castillo. Assistant Principal, Christy Osterhage. Athletic Director, Dan Klassen. The trainer, Anna Casalegi. The head coach, Sir Chad Holden. Assistant coach, Jim Prether. Assistant coach, Tim Augustine. Assistant coach, John Spitek. Number 1, Gavin Taylor. Number 2, Cole Caping. Number 3, Colin Webb. Number 4, Kane Osterhage. Number 6, Ethan Lewis. Number 7, Griffin Lenhart. Number 8, Ben Hughes. Number 9, Ryan Stites. Number 10, Dawson Holden. Number 12, Philip Most. Number 13, John Creer. Number 14, Taylor Baum. Number 20, Justin Kohler. Number 21, Drew Marshall. Number 23, Tyler Kropp. Number 24, Cole Comer. Number 27, Brendan Young. Number 29, Andrew Yunt. Number 31, Chase Rubemeyer. Number 32, Kyle Schaefer. Number 33, Jake Wagner. Number 35, Clay Metz. And number 53, Trevor Copeland.
Welcome back to Hoffman Estates, the 2A boys state championship game. Waterloo winning 4-3 over Peoria Notre Dame, and the Bulldogs ready to claim their state championship trophy with their captains and Coach Holden, and ready for that trophy hoist. Their first state championship in soccer in school history. With 4 goals today, they never trailed, grabbed the 2-0 lead in the opening minutes, led 3-1 at half. And after giving up a second goal, added a fourth for the 4-2 victory. And you see the captains and the goal scorers there with that state championship trophy to head back down to Southern Illinois. And the Bulldogs of Waterloo knocking off Peoria Notre Dame, who had been their nemesis, beating the Bulldogs in their other trips to state in both 2004 and 2010. But this year, Waterloo gets it. They got that first goal from Kane Osterhage right away. Added a second one through Philip Most just a moment later. And Brian never trailed, had some big defensive moments in this game as well.
Yeah, especially when it got as close as possibly can be. They saw their 2-goal lead shrink 3 different times to 1, and they bent a little bit. It didn't break, to use a cliche, and those 2 goals really held up. And from the Notre Dame side of things, it's just so difficult to dig out of a 2-0 hole against a team as good and as talented as Waterloo. But the Bulldogs, you know, from the opening whistle to the last whistle, were the better team at least today, and they deserve that state championship trophy.
They lost their last regular season game of the year on October 15th. The Troy Triad 3-2. And then after that, the goals just came. 9 in 2 regional games, 10 in 2 sectional games, 3 in the Super, and 7 here at state, as they just kept putting the ball in the back of the net, posted shutouts in 4 of those contests as well. So got it done, a full team effort in the first state title in school history. Win number 24 ties the school record as well from the 2010 team that lost to Notre Dame in the semis and finished 3rd. So what a fantastic season for Coach Holden and his squad as they all pose for team pictures. I think every mom in the bleachers has got a cell phone focused on that crew right there at the moment.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is such a great moment for this, and we've mentioned multiple times how great the fan bases have been here today. They're very electric, loud into the game from the opening whistle, and they did a great job in Waterloo. Pretty far, and you take a look at Peoria Notre Dame's side. They traveled a couple of hours up from their location, and then Waterloo coming up all the way from south of St. Louis to make the trip for this weekend, this state championship weekend. And this game really didn't disappoint from the outset, Nathan. We both thought this was going to be a high-scoring affair. I even thought you made a joke that it was going to be 4-3 in favor of someone before the broadcast even opened, and your premonitions were right. So just a great contest from start to finish, and both these teams clearly deserve to be where they were at heading into today.
You mentioned the Irish 21-2-3 as they finished their season with their 3rd runner-up in school history to go along with 4 state titles, 3 third place, and a couple of 4th as they just keep adding state trophies down there in Peoria. We're joined now on the Waterloo side today by head coach Chad Holden. And Coach Holden, congratulations on that state championship.
Thank you very much. Couldn't be more proud of our guys.
What an exciting game, back and forth.
It was just a great game. If you're a neutral fan or didn't like soccer, I know you would have to today. There's no way you could not like it.
The importance of that 4th goal for you guys, they had just gotten goal number 2 to get back to within 1, and you guys counterattack, got that 4th goal. How important was that for you guys down the stretch?
Well, I mean, of course it was very important, but I think it was more important that we didn't put our heads down. We just kept going. You know, if a team they got that goal, a lot of teams will put their heads down and think, oh God, here we go. But our guys just seem to get better when it's adversity against them, and that's what we did. We've been doing that all year.
Your back line was huge, especially in that last 10 minutes where you knew they'd throw everything at you down the stretch. Talk a little bit about the goalkeeping you guys got today. And a lot of people would say, hey, 3 goals allowed. It was an offensive game, but your back line and your goalie were fantastic down the stretch.
Oh, yeah, they've been important to us again all year, too. I mean, soccer's definitely a team sport. You need every aspect to be playing on the same page every game, defense, midfield, and attacking. And we've been able to do that, especially today. Like you said, yeah, we gave up 3 goals, but and 7 goals total. But our defense did an unbelievable job, not just today, but the whole season.
Finally, for you at Waterloo, since 1998, the first state championship in school history. What does it mean to Waterloo High School, the community down there, to be taking that trophy back down for the celebration on campus this weekend?
I want to thank all the fans that came up. I mean, it's a 5-6 hour journey for them to come up here, and we had a huge crowd. And I know they've been excited about it, just as excited as we are. So we'll get to see them tomorrow and have a little get-together on our parade.
Well, Coach, I think they're waiting for you for the team photo over in the goal, so go jump in there with your guys. Congratulations on the state championship.
Thank you very much.
Coach Chad Holden with the state champion Waterloo Bulldogs as they get the 4-3 win today for the first state championship in school history. He's been down there as the head coach since 1998, and they climb that mountain today and get that state championship for the 4-3 win. An action-packed game, 7 goals in total, and Waterloo gets the 4-3 win. On behalf of our entire outstanding crew from the Rush Media Company, for Brian Beto, my partner, I'm Nathan Blevo. We thank you for watching IHSA Boys Soccer, the 2A state championship game, Waterloo 4, Peoria Notre Dame 3 on Comcast Sportsnet.